G'day guys, my name's Peter Reaburn. I'm the Professor and Head of Exercise and Sports Science here at Bond University on the Gold Coast. Behind me we've got the world-class Bond Institute of Health and Sport, where 4 degree programs are run, including Exercise and Sports Science, Physiotherapy, Occupational Therapy and Nutrition and Dietetic Practice. We also house the High Performance Training Centre, a world-class athlete preparation facility. Let's go and have a quick look at all these facilities right now. I'd love to introduce you to Mr. Glenn Corcoran. Glenn's one of the most highly respected and qualified strength and conditioning experts in Australia, and Glenn is the facility manager of our High Performance Training Centre, and Glenn will take you for a tour through the facilities. Over to you, Glenn.
Thanks, Peter. The High Performance Centre here is set up purely as high performance. We are nationally and internationally accredited through winning the Strength of America Award through the NSCA in America, which is a great achievement. We pretty much set up here at the moment, so we have state, national and international teams coming through, as well as doing pre-season and off-season camps here through the NRL, AFL and the Australian Rugby Union. And the centre is also set up to allow students doing sport and exercise science, occupational therapy and physiotherapy to get learning outcomes by running projects and practical placements through the centre here as well. We're really lucky to have our field access straight through from the High Performance Centre, which is a major benefit for any high performance centre. It's 65 metres by 28 metres, which allows students to come out and do testing and prac exercise on the fields. High performance fields in our own Tier 1 sports at Bond are allowed to come out here and use this for testing and small-sided games and skill work as an added benefit to the fields on campus. At the High Performance Centre here, we're very lucky to have our own altitude chamber. It can be set up in a number of configurations with bike, treadmills or rower. The altitude chamber itself goes to 5,300 metres, which is basically base camp at Mount Everest. It's used a lot for research here, as well as different associations such as Australian Triathlon use it for altitude training prior to competing overseas. And we do research projects here as well through our students with projects as well as academic research on altitude training and humidity. Another big benefit of the High Performance Centre here is our recovery facilities. So as you can see, we've got a 25 metre 4-lane pool, which is at 28 degrees. Our Bond Triathlon squad trains out of here on a regular basis. We also have our altitude chamber and steam rooms, which are another way of using contrast therapy for recovery, and also our recovery pools, which have a 15 metre walk-through cold pool, a plunge pool and a 36 degree sauna as well. So people have got the option to structure their training recovery how they would like. That concludes our tour of the Bond Uni High Performance Training Centre, and I'd like to hand back over to Professor Peter Reaburn to conclude the tour.
Thanks, Glenn. Folks, as you can see, we're situated directly above the Bond High Performance Training Centre, where our undergraduate students and postgraduate students in exercise and sports science undertake learning and practical experiences. Just before we have a look at the facilities here, I'd just like to let particularly our North American students know that both the gym itself, the High Performance Training Centre, and our undergraduate exercise and sports science program are accredited with the National Strength and Conditioning Association of America. This is the Exercise and Sports Science Research Laboratory, where our staff and postgraduate students at Masters and PhD level undertake their research projects. It's also where Triathlon Australia and Canoe Australia do their athlete testing. This is one of our typical teaching spaces for exercise and sports science. And as you can see, we're incredibly well equipped with a lot of ergometry and exercise equipment and a lot of gas analysis machines and blood analysis equipment in this facility. This is where the majority of our undergraduate practical classes are held, and we take a very strong focus on getting the students' hands dirty in small groups. which you can see happens when you've got a lot of equipment such as we have in this facility. This is one of the student study areas, and as you can see, it's really well equipped with computers, small booths where students can sit and study together, do group study together. Also some small rooms where they can cut themselves off and do research projects or group study. All fully Wi-Fi'd and fully connected to the university library. This is our Biomechanics and Motor Control and Learning Laboratory, widely used in both learning and teaching and also for postgraduate and staff research. It features a 3D motion capture facility, a Vicon system, and also the ability to have force plate analysis where forces with running, walking, changing direction can be measured, and using a system to enable us to have a look at impact forces that occur during those movements. We're now on level 4 of the Bond Institute of Health and Sport, and this is the home of the Masters of Occupational Therapy program, which is taught both within this space and then with a lot of clinical placements out in the real world with health organisations. It's an area of very high employment outcomes and one that our exercise and sports science program is a pathway to. Been a pleasure working with you, and thanks very much for joining us on this tour of the world-class facility. We hope to see you soon.